It's time for Against the Spread.
Duh.
And it's brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Jess, what do we got?
I'm taking the UConn Huskies in the Final Four against UCLA minus 8.5. I think UConn's offense is too multifaceted for UCLA to handle. I think they win that game easily.
Against
the
spread. Billy, bring us home.
I'm going to head to the ice, where the Panthers are taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto. Now, Toronto's coming in winning 2 straight. The Panthers are coming in losing 2 straight. Teams have played against each other twice this year. Panthers have beat the Maple Leafs both times that they faced each other. But again, one is coming in hot, one is coming in cold. Is this the game where the Maple Leafs take down the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers? Maybe. I don't know, but I'm going to take the Panthers plus 1.5 because 1.5 goals is a lot in hockey. So I'm not saying the Panthers are going to win or lose, but I think they're going to cover against the spread.
Thank you for doing that, guys. We also have, I believe that we're closing in on an interview with Jason Mason, the runner who was behind our beloved Taylor in that race. We also have my guy, Jason Goff, who's a podcast host at The Ringer. He joined me last night in going out with Charlie and Charlie's high school friends. So I'm going to bring Jason in at some point to tell all the embarrassing stories from Charlie's high school experience. But I guess Jason could probably come in, too, for this topic. Jason's a big basketball guy. Works for the Bulls pre- and post-game show, I believe.
Yeah, him and Kendall Gill.
Yep. But this topic, Amin got beef with our coverage or our opinions on John Morant from yesterday, right?
Yeah, man, you guys really dropped the ball. You're talking about why Taylor Jenkins was fired this late in the season. By the way, I don't think we have a definitive answer for that because it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know if you guys – I can't remember if you guys mentioned this. His entire staff had gotten fired prior to this season, which in the NBA is the ultimate.
We said that.
Get your black ass up out of here, right? Even though his name is Jenkins, he's white. But number two, you guys talk about the offense. You can't piss off the best player. It wasn't his offense. It wasn't his offense. The offense was devised by, get this, the 2 new assistants, one of whom is now the head coach, and the other one is fired. And I'm just like, wait a second, hold on. You're going to take my staff away from me. You're going to hire somebody else that I didn't have a say in. Then you're going to tell these somebody else's to devise the offense, even though our offense was okay last year, right? And then when the star player doesn't like it, you're going to use that as an excuse to get rid of me. This is, ladies and gentlemen, not like Taylor Jenkins misstepping or whatever.
Right.
This is classic textbook. We're getting you up out of here.
So who wanted him up out of there? You're saying, okay.
The whiz kid Wall Street front office that thinks that, hey, man, let me give this head coaching job to this man from Finland who's never been in an NBA capacity in any form or fashion prior to this season when we brought him here from his illustrious record of winning the Euro Cup and the Basketball Champions League and every other league over there that's not really one of the heralded ones that comes. Let me put it this way: this guy isn't David Blatt, and I'm not trying to knock him. He might be the best coach of all time one day. I don't know because his resume is super thin. Mm-hmm. He's not David Blatt. David Blatt came here. This dude won Euro Leagues. This dude coached like the biggest clubs in Europe, like national team coaching. He had a real resume. Unfortunately, he didn't have an NBA resume, and so the NBA guys didn't really respect him, and he didn't do himself any favors either. In this case, Tuomas Isalo is his name. He comes from, as I said, from coaching in Germany, in France, some okay clubs at okay levels, but not the highest levels of European basketball. Not domestic and not the continental championship of the Euro League. And this is the guy who's going to be the head coach of your NBA franchise now. That to me is the galaxy brain of like front offices were like, I know the best coach. He's not even here. Like, oh, you guys are listening to that? Like, oh, I know this indie band that only plays for 5 people. That's what they're doing.
Can you make it make sense, though? Like, I get it. I think the harder, if you can't, that's fine. But the easier thing to do is like, this doesn't make any sense. This is crazy. They're just trying to be way ahead of anybody. If I was challenging you to make a positive argument for this decision, because I think we all were, even if you say that we had it wrong, we all agreed that it was shocking and it didn't quite give them the best chance. How could someone convince themselves that this is going to be good?
I would say the only reason I can think of, and it's a pretty dastardly one from a basketball standpoint, is, oh, shit, if we let him rock with this, what if he goes on a huge playoff run? Then we got to keep him. I really want my indie pick from Finland. You get rid of him now. My argument was you knew he wasn't your guy the moment you fired his entire staff and gave him his assistant coaches. Why didn't you just fire him then? Why give him we owe it to him. Why you didn't owe him to him 9 more games in a playoff run then? So to me, it's just, again, this is just the ridiculousness of NBA front offices that far too often skate. We're really good at blaming coaches. We're really good as a culture. Like, it's all the coaches. I can't believe that. We never bring up the front office's role in all this. And you, of all people, Dominique, Mr. Tanking is bad. Like, I would think that you would be Mr. Call out all these front offices out here instead of picking on poor Taylor Jenkins, man.
I didn't pick on poor Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, you did. You called him a bum and you told him to get the hell up out of here.
I didn't call him a bum and tell him to get the hell up out of here.
I heard you.
I did. He's a bum.
You called him that.
Oh, no, I think that I was embodying the voice of the team where it's like, you bum, get up out of here. I don't think Taylor Jenkins is a bum. I'm not qualified to evaluate Taylor Jenkins as an NBA coach, but I do think that understanding that the part of your responsibility is creating buy-in, and I think that's become more of a job for coaches than it has been in the past where we've moved. And I think this speaks to some of the things that you were saying earlier about how you talk to players now is kind of different. Like, yeah, the way that you have to manage the team now is different than it was in the past. And just saying, like, John Miranda's being petulant is not going to be a defense. And I don't know where you got that voice from. I know you like to do imitations, but you don't hear that bass? You don't hear that melanin?
I think he was just throwing shade, just trying to come at you.
He's trying. That's all right. That's all right. I'm secure. Look at me. Got a haircut yesterday.
Well, it's easy to be insecure around me. It's easy.
All right.
He's a sniper. He's a talented sniper at that. You know, he's got the whole affect of, you know, basketball insider, genius, knowledgeable man, but he can also be cool in the streets.
Hey,
so
Jason,
he's got that you know, two-pronged attack.
Jason, how's the flock doing?
You need to. So this is why you don't make friends in this industry, because they let you down at some point by being themselves truly, and when they do it upon meeting, like the first time I actually interacted with Amin, he really cut me deep. You know, fresh off a flight, I was wearing a suit. I was taught to dress up when you get on airplanes. You know, first generation born here. My foreigner parents instilled that in me, and I do that to this day. You get off a flight, you should look good. Had to go to a meeting where Amin was there.
You can call it a meeting.
It was a meetup.
We were at Tap 42 at Aventura Mall.
Hey, I don't know where I'm at. It's a city that I don't frequent. You know, I gotta make sure.
It's one of those mixers they do. Like, it's a mixer. And I'm like, all right, cool. I should be
They have
good.
a great chopped salad there.
I wish I'd have known, Jess. You know,
Sorry.
I'd have worn my chopped salad suit. But instead, I pull up and he called me a shady youth pastor because I look like a young man who was a role model. You know, instead of these dregs of society running around in T-shirts and shorts and, you know, cutoffs. You know, like I had to show up.
You look great today.
Hey, first, thank you.
You look great
I appreciate it.
I've never said he doesn't look great. He's always very well dressed. I'm just saying, on that day,
He was overdressed a little bit.
he looked like he might have embezzled.
That's why these
from like the tithing.
He looked like he said, close the door.
He was a gemstone.
Close the door. We're not leaving until the congregation raises $40,000.
40 racks. 40 racks.
He said he found Jesus down in Miami on South Beach. And that's why I must go.
That's where most people find Jesus, is down on South Beach,
Yeah,
right?
the morning after.
Yeah,
When
well,
you were looking for him. I don't know if you found him, but
that's
you
why
definitely
these
should be
coaches
looking
don't
for
get
him.
no respect now. It's because they're not dressing like the gentlemen that they used to have to dress like.
Now they out here in basketball clothes
Yeah,
and stuff. Get outta
exactly.
here.
The likes of Amin El Hassan, you know, shooting down their dreams. Now, hey, that's the problem too when you draft. You draft a talent that you know is going to be wildly impactful in your city and change your basketball culture. You just have to hope that he's mature enough to get you through some of the bad coaches as well, right? Or some of the bad front office management. Like, I'm glad you mentioned that thing about front offices, because there are too many NBA front offices running around that aren't up to par, and all we do is cycle through coaches that are good coaches.
Yep.
Like, how long did we know Kenny Atkinson was a decent coach before Brooklyn had to let him go, and now he's doing what he's doing in Cleveland with talent and people who buy in?
Like that he was a good coach in Brooklyn, and the knock on him was like, yeah, but those guys don't like you. And all right, so
Karis LeVert is really not, Spencer Dinwiddie is not on your side.
So you're out, and then it's like, all right, that was it, buddy. Go ahead. Like, and that phenomenon is even bigger when it comes to black coaches. Don't be a black coach and get fired. Like that might be it.
Yeah, JB, get on back to an assistant.
JB is like the exception to the rule, because
Wes Unseld Jr.
Where's Wes? Wes is a good example, right? Wes is the rule. Mm-hmm. Steven Silas. So as long as I worked in the NBA, Steven Silas has been in the NBA. Everyone's always like, this guy. All these players that I know played with, where he was an assistant. That guy's great. He's going to be a great head coach.
I was stumping for him when Billy got the Bulls job.
So Steven Silas gets the job in Houston. Finally, all right. Got Harden, got Westbrook. You're going to take us to this next era post Mike D'Antoni. He's like, cool. And then like Harden's like, I want to get traded. And then Westbrook like a week later, I want to get traded too. And so essentially he's given a bunch of babies. Kids, basically, who don't know anything. Not that they're not talented, but they're just not a team that's ready to win. And he gets fired. And I'm like, does Steven Silas get a fair shake? And then once he's out, does he get a shake anywhere else? That's it.
How does that translate to the NFL, though? Because, guys like Sean McDermott.
They just don't give him a chance over there.
We give
him a chance, and then if you mess up, that one time you out.
I'm talking about coaches, period. Now, black coaches, you're not coaching an NFL team. But guys like Sean McDermott who pop up, or remember, who was it back in the day? Like, the black coach was Sherm Lewis, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Like, man, he's a great offensive coordinator, but boy, he ain't never going to get a head coaching job. Like, the guys who stick in the NFL every once in a while, like, where did this guy come from? You give him a quarterback, next thing you know, they're there for half a decade.
We'll get back to that in a second, but we have a guest.
No.
We got him. We got him. We got Anthony Williams, a.k.a. Jason the Jet Mason, in the building, the man who cooked that bum Taylor. What's up, Jason Mason?
How you guys doing, man?
His name's Anthony.
I called Anthony. I'm sorry, Anthony. I didn't mean no disrespect. I thought Jason Mason was a cool nickname. That's dope. He was flying around the track. Taylor, I will have you know, Jason. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, having me.
Taylor been popping trash talking about how he cooked you and he could cook me and cook everybody on the track. I was wondering, sir, if you have any rebuttal to what Taylor was saying about that speed. Or
like, you even remember?
You probably
like, who the hell is Taylor?
Yeah.
So my buddy actually sent it to me. Did some research. So for Taylor, our team actually won that race.
Ooh, okay.
We do have that. Taylor ran a great leg. I'll give him his credit.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not a 400 runner. I was a hurler in college and high school, state champion, All-American.
There you go. Resume.
So I'm a hurdler. I'm not a 400 specialist, but we did win that race as a team. So you got that.
Get him. You let young Calvin Sampson pull away from you. It sound like what you saying to me is that he increased the gap.
I'll tell you what I heard.
I give him his credit. Like, I remember he had some wheels on him. I'll give him that.
All right,
that's
we need
even
to
more shade.
Taylor, get up here. We need to hear from
He
Taylor.
had some wheels on him. It's shade.
A10 champ. Salute to you, Anthony.
Appreciate you.
I believe we got the baton at the same time, and I handed it off before you, but that's neither here nor there.
That's fair. Hey, I looked you up. You were an athlete. I give you credit, man. I give credid where it's due, man.
Yes, again, mutual respect.
Taylor, Anthony.
But like I said, 4x4 is not my thing. Yeah. I'm a hurdler.
Taylor, Anthony's saying like this is a hobby for him. The thing that he was actually great at, state champ. He was doing. He putting up numbers and banners.
A10 champ, conference champ.
All right. So what banners were you putting up?
I quit after my first year.
I will say this. Everyone's being very respectful to each other, but Anthony, I will tell you that Taylor had his numbers out there on the computer, and he was circling his comparisons to yours, and he was saying that he was faster than you in high school.
No.
That's
Hey,
tough.
like I said, I'm a hurler. Hurling is my specialty, man. So
You know what I can tell though?
Are we judging Nelly by his country album? No, we're not doing that.
I can tell a dog when I meet one. And Taylor, you're not a dog. I'm listening to my man Anthony. No.
Wait,
It's
Taylor,
just-
start barking.
Hold on.
Oh, what are we doing here?
Get that garbage off the screen. It is. I hear.
Oh, man.
I hear it in his voice. I see it in his posture. That is a calm, confident man. Taylor, you turning red back there. You got beads of sweat on your head. You stuttering and stammering. Well, I quit. I didn't
And the
want to-
panoramic roof is providing atmosphere as well.
I can see all that.
Yeah.
That man.
The roof won the race, by the way. I'm just being honest with you. You can put your hands up against the TV screen and feel the heat.
I saw Taylor pull up today on a scooter, and my dog got a roof that you can see through.
It wasn't even electric either. It was manual. That dude was
Taylor was
on his foot.
Taylor, defend yourself. God damn it.
Taylor was scooting like Punky Brewster in
Throw
the
in the
work,
damn towel.
while my dog Anthony got a convertible
That's a family
24/7.
car, by the way. That man is in a
see it.
spaceship.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a family
Anthony
car.
showed up on my show in a spaceship.
His banners and his
with
numbers.
redwoods behind him. Where you at, Anthony? You in a national park.
This is
God,
this is
please.
classic.
I'm at work,
DB
man. I'm
talk.
on my lunch break.
Get
I'm working, man.
he handling light work on his lunch break. I'm gonna come out here and get a little snack, and my snack's gonna be named Taylor.
Easy.
Hey, I don't want to hear nothing from you,
no.
Scoot.
Do something, Tay.
Get out of here, Scoot.
This
Scoot.
this
start
is
calling you
classic
Tay-Tay.
DB talk where I've been saying to Dominique, let's go, and all he keeps doing is talk. I got my running shoes on.
The reverse card.
I'm ready.
I like the reverse
I
card.
showed Chris Cody where we could do this race, and Dominique shows up today. He goes, I think I might be hurt.
That is everything that I've said so far is true. I did not fake an injury. What I did was today, I walked in and I looked at you and I sized you up, and you ain't had no engine. And I got more confidence.
Wait, let me see your cakes, Taylor.
Take it easy. See
No.
what?
Fine. I think it's fine.
No
cakes.
engine, Daddy. You can't. There's no burst in there. There's no power in that.
Can we see Anthony's?
Nope. Anthony don't need to
He
show.
don't need to. He won
don't need
already.
to show.
He
Yeah. Look at that man. So,
champ.
where are you, Anthony? If you don't mind me asking, what part of the world?
So I'm in South Carolina. So after Mason joined the military, 8
Oh.
years Army,
Thank
5
you for your
years.
service.
Thank you.
Yo, he is winning on every level.
Taylor, you're
Appreciate it, man.
He
Pleasure to
saved
serve.
2 babies last week.
You suck, Taylor.
Meanwhile, Taylor over here eating lunch before it gets laid out for everybody
This
else.
guy.
Yo. That's what he does, man. They go feast like they get the
They
lunch.
bring out their lunch. That's the type of dude he is. Just so you know, Anthony, is that Taylor's the type of dude that they set out to lunch, and we don't go on break to get lunch, and Taylor out there just squirreling away little sandwiches
plate
so we can
together.
get some. And he's out of here. Scoot. I appreciate it, man. So you said you joined the military. You're still in the military now?
No, so I'm a veteran, fresh veteran. Last day officially was March 7th. So
Congratulations on a great career,
Thank
brother.
you for your service.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
it's a pleasure to serve. Thank you.
Thank you.
What branch?
Army.
Oh, yes.
Listen,
That's my dad did 20 in the
All
Army,
that you
man.
can,
My
dude.
dad did 20.
this is the greatest black role model that has ever been on this show. Ever.
It's him or me.
Ever. And like I said, ever.
Oh man! Well, thank you so much for joining us. Any parting words
course.
you want to have for Taylor or anyone?
No, it's all love. If you got shameless plug, there's a track meet for my best friend passed away, Devin Brewer Invitational. So I'll drop you guys a link or something if you want to
please.
submit for
sure.
We have a scholarship foundation. So, but yeah, like I said, all love. Taylor, hey, blessings to you, man.
He's gone already.
Man, I love this guy.
We fired Taylor.
You quit this segment like
when
you
they
quit the
kill, when they
traffic.
kill you with
man.
kindness.
That's the thing. I was this whole time. This is the worst kind of enemy. You know, like, hey man, I wish you and your family nothing
man.
but the best, and
Stop
hopefully
being-
your children can look in your eyes and see a winner when they think about me. You know what I mean?
We'll put that in the show notes, and we'll definitely make a contribution. We appreciate everything
appreciate
that you've
that.
done for us. Thank you so much for joining our show. The final question, though, is what's your Uber rating?
Ooh,
This is it. I mean,
you a 4'9" guy?
are you in the? Are you
This
a
is the
dot
only way
nine?
Taylor's gonna get a win.
Are
by
you a
the way.
dot nine boy? Are you a dot nine boy or no?
I prefer to drive myself places, so I'm not really.
There you go.
Good answer. USA. Javante.
Thank you, man. Thank you for joining us.
Bro.
Appreciate you.
Nah,
Thank you for having me.
I looked up your middle name. That's how I know you fast.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Any brother named
I see,
Javante,
brother.
that
Yeah,
wins.
he can. Yeah, that's.
Oh man.
So,
I don't know how I feel about you volunteering my bread though. That was crazy.
What?
He's like, we're all gonna make donations.
Oh no. I meant I.
Oh, okay.
You said we, didn't you? You said the royal we, brother.
Hey,
Well,
man.
no,
On behalf of Dan Le Batard, Meadowlark Media will be donating $3
no.
million.
Careful.
My feeling is we're a team.
Peacock's gonna match.
I was planning to make the contribution, but I said it's we, like
Oh,
we.
thank you.
I didn't.
I have gotten
because
taken
I
by
thought
many a GoFundMe.
I would have thought the wrong way to do that was say I will make a donation. Like I intentionally said
Football
we.
guy.
If
Team
I say
guy.
if
Team
I
guy.
say
Win as a team.
if I say I'm going to make a donation, then it puts everyone in an awkward situation to also have to say I.
yeah,
So I
not
meant
me.
I should have said I on behalf of Amin and Jason and everyone else am going to make a donation.
Yeah, to do that. Yeah, make
Yeah.
it big too. I mean,
Whoa,
give him a
whoa,
stack.
Slid, chill.
Pause.
I
Yeah,
said
you're
I'm
right,
gonna
you're
put
right.
something on it. I said I'll put some on it.
Little $5.
I'm not trying to send.
How much?
When you said,
I'm not trying to send all the kids to school.
When you said it, me and Goff, man, I got that.
Immediately, like, hey, bro, I got a 2-month-old and an 8-year-old. I got my own charities I got to take care of.
Travel basketball, man. It costs a lot of money. Huh?
Oh my God, the
He can
kids are
still
coming
hear
to
all
you.
this.
Oh yeah.
He was on the Zoom the whole time.
Oh yeah. I saw.
yeah?
I could see him.
That's fine. I mean,
We
he
ain't
He's
say
just
nothing.
laughing.
We ain't say nothing.
How's Taylor? Should we check on Taylor? That was rough. That was rough for him.
Give him a snack.
Ooh, Taylor did his best. He tried to redirect it to me. That was
Yeah,
a
he
smart
did.
move. That was a good move. But what he don't know is
He's actually walking to get food right now.
I knew it. I told y'all.
got him in the kitchen. Got him in the kitchen.
This setup, though, this is a majestic setup, by the way. I got to be honest with you. I've been around a lot of things and a lot of entities. You guys got the food.
Yeah.
You got the machine that was making April Fool's Day.
That
jokes
was
yesterday.
nonsense.
I
Our
hated
water
it. I was
machine
so
yesterday,
pissed.
I tried to get it. It's just like, hey, here's pineapple butter water. I'm like, what? April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Wait, our bevy is making April Fool's jokes?
It pissed me off because it's water.
Yeah.
Like I needed to live. Don't you joke around. Like it's like if the trees was like, hey, no oxygen today. April Fools.
Yo, hold
Oops, there's lead in here.
on. Hold on. How many of us think?
Too soon, Jeff.
How many of us truly believe if the machine told Chris, we have butter water for
Pineapple
you?
butter. I don't know how I got
You
there.
came up with that so quick.
I got caught up in the air. I
believed
said
it.
pineapple, and then I realized that's a normal
not-
water
it's-
flavor.
it's
So I
not-
got to go somewhere. So I went to pineapple butter.
It's not that the flavor is unimaginable. It's that you would over say, no. You're like, butter water?
I'll try. I'll take it for a walk.
But also, like, you don't know what kind of day I'm having machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have time for your quirkiness. You know what I mean?
I just got off a bad meeting.
No one's ever like, I wish that my water machine told me jokes.
Yeah, hold on. Y'all want to hear the worst April Fools I've ever fallen for in my life, and it happened yesterday. And this is the scariest part. I think I got the oldest kid among anyone in here. Yeah. So
Was it Tiger Woods saying he's playing the Masters?
No, this is way worse, bro. This is way worse. My kid hands me this sheet, and it's a jumble. It's like, Dad, can you help me with this? I can't get any of the words. And so I look at it, and I'm usually good at the jumble, whatever. And I look, oh, there you go. Just like one of them is like multiplying or whatever. Just look for an ing, and you got it. They're like, yeah, I can't seem to find it. Then I'm like, yeah, just look for the ing. It's right there. So can you show me where it is? I said, well, it's somewhere in there. And I'm looking, and I'm trying to buy myself time. I pretended I knew where it was. And then my kid was like, "It's not on the sheet because this is an April Fool's joke." And I was just like, "Oh no, I've been had." And I was crushed. And I went downstairs and like, I can't believe it. But guess what? And my kid messed up and said what? And I said, chicken butt.
Ooh,
Got him back.
Got him back. See, I would
Now I have the upper hand again.
a little harder than that. I'm not your dad. Like immediately, raise the stakes. You know what I mean? Look him right in the eye.
April Fools. Then you got hit with a slow one. Hit him with a slow one. Gotcha.
Go ask mommy about the secret we've been keeping from you.
I'm just like picturing the meeting at the Bevy headquarters, and they're like, "Hey guys, I got an idea. On April Fool's Day, we hit them with a joke." And then they're like, "That's good. That's a good meeting, everyone."
What if What if the bevy went sentient on us? I have feelings too. I also can tell jokes. Hey, what is a pecan
Pineapple butter pop water.
Actually, I'm thinking we should start a market now for pineapple butter water.
I'd try it.
You know, take it for a
You
walk.
know.
take it outside.
What if it played an April Fool's joke on Dan and was like, "Here's your orange water," and Dan was like, "No."
That's right, Dan. He's allergic to everything.
Orange steak, garlic.
Pecan water.
I mean, he believes he is. He gets blood in the alley. Dan's an unusual character, but we love Dan.
He would have loved the GERD interview. He would have asked so many questions about gastrointestinal distress.
Hey, Mike Ryan tried to ask Keenan Thompson about GERD, and Keenan just said,
Why? No, in Mike's defense, it was my fault.
Why are you standing?
Why are you standing?
Hand up. I created the circumstances that put Mike in a bad situation. I'm not going to
You gave him the ball late in the shot clock?
Yeah, I couldn't get it up to court. And so I passed it to Mike to get it up to court.
No, but
And
Mike
then
was also looking for a pass, and if you didn't pass it, he was just gonna steal it.
That's fine, but I mean, I know.
He was like, I'm getting in here with a question.
So I
about GERD.
landed during the Steve Williams interview.
Woof.
And boy, that was exceptional.
Steve, how many golfers could you beat on
that,
tour?
that was the greatest question that's the question of the year.
What about with your fists?
On any platform. News, political talk, weather channel, like anybody that's been interviewed. My man just pulled the ripcord like, by the way, who ass could you whip on the tour?
Golf, this is my favorite part.
It is a tiger.
This man,
Please say tiger.
this man is a graduate of the University of Maryland, a fine institution, Harvard Business School,
Get
was
that in
president of like the
Nonsense.
Players Association and all negotiating CBAs in 2 different sports, by the way,
Big
which
wig.
is unheard of. Like everything on paper, Dominique is like, wow, this is a renaissance man. Put him behind a microphone, he turns into regular football
Hey,
player.
Chris,
Hey man, who
Chris,
asked
this
you?
is your
Who
time.
asked could
Chris,
you
you have a question for the guest?
Oh, yeah, I did hear. I did.
Chris, what you got?
Chris, it's your time to talk, right?
So as a former producer, in that moment, I was like, oh, he don't know what a talkback button is. Like, your talkback button is right here.
I had been using it all show. That's the worst part.
So
I've been using it all show.
Let me ask what kind of the setup here. Do they turn your mics on and off for you?
No, I can press this on button.
Because I have produced for talent who would look at the mic on the come into the segment and just look at it and be like, yeah, the mic gonna have to turn itself on, huh? I'm like, come on, dog. Help me out here.
It's the worst part is that I knew all of these things. I have hosted this show many a times
Fifth
quite
wall,
well,
baby.
and the show was going great up until then. I fell apart.
That was was great.
No excuses.
That was great. That was fun bad.
So
John
no, yeah.
Fanta, do you do brackets?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Ask John Fanta, do you do brackets?
What's the worst question that you've asked on this platform?
At this show or in general?
Just let's keep it here.
At this show.
Oh, I know you must got one in your mind, Jason.
100
If you
for me?
asking-
No.
If you asking the question.
I listen. I have a ton of awful questions that I have asked guests, and you just sit there and you're like, ooh, this is
Right, no, I want to know what yours are. Why
Well,
I'm buying time for Amin or
I
anyone
can
else.
buy
to think
time.
of theirs.
While we buy time, and here's one question that Dan asked a NASCAR driver.
What is the worst part of the life?
That was
Wait
the
for
end
the
of
rest of it.
question.
You wait for the rest of it.
That's it.
Ooh, what is the worst?
Part of the life?
Wait, now we have to play the whole entire thing with the reply from the person that Dan was interviewing.
Yeah, because if you're interviewee,
What is the worst part of the life?
4 seconds of silence.
The worst part of the life of what?
It was brutal.
that's tough.
That's tough.
I
So
mean-
what's yours?
I asked Kenny Satterfield one time what was he going to do after basketball while he was still in college. And it wasn't like
not that bad.
No, but it is
No,
though.
that's-
It
that
is.
is-
No, it
no,
is.
hold on.
Because when you're talking to a college athlete and they're thinking, pro somewhere, I'm keep it shaking and moving.
Hey.
And I was like,
Hey.
Kenny,
in
Barber
your defense-
College, like, what are we thinking here? What are we doing here?
In your defense, you were right.
Oh, no.
Then-
We're usually right when we ask, those kinds of awful questions. Like, he was right. He wanted to know who Stevie Williams wanted to say who he beat up before.
I need no defense. I accept that I blew it. Like I don't need no defense.
To be fair, it was the first interview on the first day with someone from a sport
she's shooting
that
you
is
bail.
not in our wheelhouse.
She's shooting you bail.
That would have maybe also not gone well even if Dan was here. That maybe perhaps needed, I don't know, Stugotz to be present for because he is the golf guy that has been absent for a month and a half.
No bail needed.
Yeah,
I'm a
bail
dude. So
bondsman
Jess,
right there.
Jess, I
Shout out to
appreciate
Jess.
you, but as we know, accountability plays. I'm going to do my bid. I deserve all the ridicule. What I'm not going to do is pretend like I cooked that interview. I smoked that interview. The interview was not cooked, it was smoked. Every other segment, however, I will not lie to you, been cooking segment after segment. Bucket.
Yeah, we're back up now.
Bucket. Just so you know, distribute it. Give me a new teammate. That's all right. I get you the ball where you like it, just like Magic Johnson. It don't
Shooting
matter.
pocket, right?
I've been balling ever since then. However, what I'm not going to do is pretend like those interviews were good because they were atrocious, or pretend like it's okay that I point to some other reason why it sucked. It's a man on the screen. All I had to do was ask some questions. I blew it.
I want to go back to the Chris. What you got right here, which is a little improvement over my favorite interview thing in anywhere, sports, media, entertainment, whatever, is whenever the TNT guys are interviewing the player of the game after the game, where they all, this is Shaq here. I'm like, big fella, we know who you don't have to announce yourself. Like, I love the idea of, like, Shaq asking a question, just going right to the question, and the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, who's talking to me? Is this Ernie?
If we're going to MMQB the caddy interview, I think we need to give Chris Cody a pat on the back for his question about if he caddies elsewhere other than on the golf course.
For other people,
it was a great question.
Can I tell you one thing that just popped into my mind? There's so many terrible portions of that interview. We haven't even talked about the time when I mistakenly pressed the loser game show host button while my man is in the middle of talking.
Oh, you hit the Price is Wrong on him?
Hit the Price is Wrong. And then, like, everybody laughed, and he explained, my bad, I made a mistake, whatever. And the guy goes back to the, like, you guys had moved on, and he goes back to that question.
You hit multiple buttons after that, too.
My favorite part of that interview, the worst part, was Tiger. He said that Tiger had no distractions, and that's why he was the greatest of all time. And none of us had the fortitude to push back on that. Not one distraction, Tiger.
Many
Not
distractions.
one Perkins.
Shoney's, wasn't it Shoney's?
Perkins.
It was Perkins. It was Perkins.
I mean,
It was
Perkins,
slight upgrade.
Shoney's, Bennigans. I mean,
Ooh,
Denny's.
shout out to the Bennigans. Get you a Monte Cristo. Get you right.
I heard Denny's is in trouble. Like, it's
heard
it's
that
like one of
too.
the next big chains that's gonna.
I've
go
never
bankrupt.
eaten at Denny's.
What? I don't like.
Never
I
eaten
don't.
at Denny's.
Is,
The Grand
It's
are
not
there
that
a
I
lot
don't
of
like it.
Denny's
I
around
just-
Chicago?
I don't-
Because I have never really
If they
been at
are,
Denny's
they're on
either.
the outskirts, like the Chicagoland area. But
Moon's over Miami.
That's
a sandwich.
okay, there you go. All
Moon's
right,
over
cool.
Miami.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm not.
That's
A lot of
fun
people are
fact.
nodding along.
It's our food
People know.
correspondent, Chris Cody.
I like it.
You know,
I do
listen,
a lot of jokes that are not for everybody.
He's gonna
They're just
defend
for
me.
the
Lay out here.
11%.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Chris Cody and have been for
all
a
are.
You
long
don't have to
time.
be surprised about it.
No, so no, I wasn't doing that, Chris. I
He was
wasn't
like,
doing
hey,
that.
I saw Chris.
You'll
Didn't-
never believe this.
Didn't think I was gonna like him. I was pretty sure that guy was incompetent.
No,
Probably thought he didn't know what he's talking about.
I came to a revelation.
Oh, well, you know what?
I'm a big
This
fan.
Cody
He's
guy
a
ain't bad.
warm, inviting, big, gentle teddy bear.
he
You know
is.
what I mean?
Look at him.
Yeah, it's a good
at him.
man. He's
Big
got the
red.
backward letters on the hat, so you know he's down with the culture.
There it is.
Yeah,
Get
you
him
know?
red.
I
Shaq. And you know what hat that is. You might take back your culture.
hockey culture.
There you go.
Yeah.
Panthers.
All right. Shout out to the hockey. You know, Blackhawks do that.
Shout out to the hockey.
Yeah. I think Chris Cody should be my Miami tour guide this season.
Oh,
Chris, you down? Because last night.
He lives
last
in
night
Broward,
with these
so.
two dudes.
I gotta give. I will clear the floor for this because this is really why I wanted Jason to come
And
on.
Amin, I would love for Amin, but Amin, Amin's not a too cool for school kind of vibe for me. Like, we used to be cool.
I
He
didn't
used to
show
come
up
on
in
my
a
little
suit.
NBA radio show on Sirius XM back in the day. That's how we first linked up when I got to Atlanta. And ever since then, I won't even say friendship, but the attachment has grown apart, and he's thrown nothing but barbs
Your
my way.
career has blown up.
But that doesn't mean I can take these barbs any better. You know what I mean? I'm still an insecure individual.
You guys can sort this out in the break. I need you to get to these stories from last night because them stories was cooking. I would like to
Rick Ross's ex-wife.
Oh, that's right. That's what started the night.
You didn't even mention that.
Yeah, that kicked off the night.
Yeah,
that was immediately.
So
she invited us out to karaoke.
She sat next to us, and as she was leaving, she invited us to go do karaoke because apparently she was hosting a karaoke night. I forgot. It was on her Instagram. She showed us an Instagram
somewhere
story.
called Overtown. You know?
Overtown.
Shout out to Tia though. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, no, we didn't want no smoke from anyone involved in any of this. But that's what kicked off the night.
Send Charlie to Liberty City.
Did you go?
No, we didn't go there.
No.
But
we had
Charlie,
some teachers sit next to us who, when teachers get out of town, you know how the vibes get. You know what I mean? A teacher's little convention sit next to us.
I got accosted by my favorite people, the old black men. It was all old black men. Everywhere we go, they like, hey, brother, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I like what you're doing, brother.
Did they hit you with this? Keep representing us out.
Yeah. It's implied. It's implied.
Oh, the unnatural pressure of being black in front of old black men. Like you think the white people put pressure on you? An old black man look at you like, hey, now I know you're not slipping up the way the mothers are slipping up. Like I don't even know what I was doing, sir. I'm getting a soda right now.
Whenever they tell me that, the first thing my brain goes to is like the dumbest things I've done for this show.
Oh yeah.
Like, damn. I hope they didn't see that.
You gonna get your sellout award at the black meetings?
You're just like, damn, I've disappointed so many old black men today.
On a daily basis, my dad. You know what I mean?
Wow. I once lost a grid of death punishment where I had to do a whole show handcuffed. So I showed up. I showed up dressed like Martin Luther King with the
like numbers.
The numbers. And I did the whole show like that.
And then we would put you on a flyer. See, it all comes
we introduced Charlie to Martin Luther King Day club flyers.
Yeah.
He was unaware of that. And I was like, yeah, you
Chris,
gotta.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, I do, but tell Billy.
Okay.
The cultural exchange is happening right now.
So like when there's Martin Luther King Day is a holiday. So on Sunday, there's a big party at a club or a day party at a brunch or whatever. They'll do the flyer, but on the flyer, it'll be a picture of Martin Luther King, typically in modern garb. So
with a do-rag on.
A do-rag on, have a chain.
They'll give him a grill or something like that. And then they'll put like shaking asses next to him. A car over there.
Like he's calling community performance.
There we go.
Yeah.
Shaking ass. I mean, that's what it is. That's
the
what
flyer's
it is.
got a motion like a reflector
like a
card.
hologram. So you gotta twist it.
So this is the same Puritan who earlier in the show.
Puritan?
Yes.
How about Puritan? When did I present myself as a Puritan?
When I said slump buster and you grabbed your pearls, like, oh my God. That's not the show we do here.
Shaking ass comes out the next hour, though. No doubt. Shout out to the MLK estate.
We needed
Please
one
don't
more
get
black
mad
guy
at us.
here. That's
I'm forcing us to do this. So Charlie, please stop me if I ever say anything that would get you and your friends in trouble. But we met his friend last night, who's a lawyer, and his name is.
He's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
What did he do?
It's a great start.
It's not. He didn't do anything.
That setup.
Right, that's a great start, right?
No, there was a lot of stories last night. Some of them can make it to the air, and some of them can't. But his friend's name is Buddy Warper.
Buddy Bardenwarper.
Bardenwarper.
Bardenwarper. He's a created player on 2K.
I think the prom story. I think we can get clearance for the prom story. I think we can get clearance for the squatter story.
Ooh, squatter.
Well,
That was on the line.
There are two squatter stories.
Line.
All right, if we leave names out, can we tell a squatter story?
Sure.
Okay, so Buddy was in the summer. Buddy, they all went to the same school together, private school, all boys school in D.C. So Buddy was the janitor during the summer. He would make some money. He's a stand-up guy. Buddy also was a military man before he became
Thank you for your service.
Before he became a lawyer. But in the summer, he would make money by cleaning the school. And they had a teammate on their football team who got the nickname the Mad Squatter.
That's right.
Because this young man would go into the section of the school that he knew Buddy was responsible for cleaning, and he would squat.
Come on.
On the floor.
Do his business. Yeah.
In the middle of the thing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Locker room floor.
just on the floor.
Just a nervous individual.
Now I get why you were like, he's a good guy.
Yeah, and Buddy, he would do it routinely, like it was a regular thing, intentionally laughing at it, and then Buddy just clean it up, just going about his business, clean it up.
It's crazy. It's the soul of a good white man, because I gotta tell you right now,
Buddy's white.
I would have called the police. Yeah.
And the squatter was not.
The squatter was not. Buddy played college football also, and we happen to have a similar, or we have a connection to a strength coach. And Buddy told a story of his strength coach, whom I also know. He said the strength coach got really hype on test day. I don't know if you guys know test day. Everyone does.
Yeah, it's the day when you test.
Get your max. You try to get your max number on the squad or the bench.
That's what I thought it was too.
Yeah. So on test day, the strength coach is trying to get everybody hype. So he proceeds to rip his shirt open, get under the squat rack, do 4 squats
with the Texas belt buckle.
Yes, with the Texas belt buckle. Get under a 450-pound squat rack, do 4, rack it, scream at everyone, take it back off the rack immediately, do 5 more, then collapse to the ground convulsing. Oh, this is how we kick it off the test day. This is the energy that he wants. And Buddy,
seizures.
Yeah,
Harvard football.
Ivy League school, guys.
What?
Ivy League school.
This wasn't even
this
like
is this is a
Michigan
strip
State?
coach. This is a strip coach at the Ivy League school. He like, hey, I gotta
You're preparing accountants for life by dying in front of them on a squat rack. Yeah. Shout out to strength coaches out there.
Yeah, strip coaches are wild dudes. The last story that I've gotten approval to tell is the prom story.
Oh Lord.
I took his prom date, so he married mine.
And not only married, but gave her a beautiful family.
The idea that I have in my mind is Buddy was mad that Charlie took his prom date.
I didn't even realize he was mad.
And then Buddy was like, you know what? You took my prom date. I'm going to marry your prom date, and I'm going to be a great husband and a great father to the children. I'm going to dedicate my life to avenging the prom date stealing bastard you are.
And I think one of his kids' names is Charlie, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. That's it.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
Juju.
Is that
Juju?
Juju?
Yep.
Oh, listen. This is big
There
time
he
for
is.
me. This is big time for me. That man right there, Juju Gotti.
Juju Gotti's in the building.
Yeah.
I think game 3, I feel like we got it done today. Game 3 I feel good about game 3. We got to do show awards at some point, but Juju, what did you think?
Yes, sir. It was a great show today. So great to meet my brother Jason for the first time. You dig it? Great legend. You feel me? With the Bulls, you be kicking ass, bro. Congratulations on the newborn.
Appreciate you,
man.
brother.
I'm a big fan of your work, my
Huge
brother.
fan of you as well, man.
Did we set a record? I think we might have just set a record. When Juju came on the show, we might have just set a record.
Most black people on the show.
It's the blackest the show ever been. Dan better never give me the steering wheel again.
Roy's like, oh, come on.
Roy, get your ass back here, Roy.
I know exactly what Roy's gonna say. Oh man, on my day off, like that.
We got the full Texas Western starting 5 in this joint right here.
Yeah.
We're good to go. And by the way, Juju had the best verse on Tiger Bomb Ultra. Okay, I'm just keeping it real.
Man, appreciate you, brother.
You
got to
Juju's
know,
the man.
man.
Juju's the man.
All right, Juju, what do you
I
think of the
really
show today,
appreciate
man?
It was good, man. We got off to a rough start. I know my brother Amin is ambassador of the league, and he's a gatekeeper and a protector. But I don't think that necessarily the league has a tanking problem specifically, but they definitely have I just traveled 9,000 miles to see Steph Curry, and he in street clothes problem every now and then.
Yeah,
you dig it?
But that's not tanking though. That's my point.
That's what I just said. I don't think they have a tanking problem, but I think Adam was right whenever the fans, they get the brunt end of the stick most of the time, you feel me? And they be like, well, the ticket price ain't going down. You heard David Sampson. They don't give a damn about you. You feel me? So I think it could be a little met in the middle. I also think he was a little harsh to my sister, Shamia Moore, the Atlanta Hawks in-arena announcer. Yeah. She don't know what the hell to do, brother. Bruh, knee just popped out that damn body. And what can she do besides look in the camera?
Show must go on, Juju. Come on. You know that better than anybody. Show must go on.
I know, but you act like she Katie Couric delivering the world news. She is in the Atlanta Hawks arena.
In-game arena. Like, this is not the top of the food chain. Let her live. She handled it just fine. Wish she wasn't expecting that man to pop a ligament.
What did she do?
Exactly.
What did she say, Juju? What did she like? What was her reaction?
Dang.
Oh, well, that was it? Damn, somebody get him up? Just dang? Okay.
Here, we can play it again. We'll let you hear it. Let's play it again for him.
All right, then tick, tack, go!
Ooh, bouncing.
She's in drum line.
Oh! James! Oh, no! Hold on. Let's make sure my guy is good.
Other guy just keeps playing.
Oh, man.
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, she's that ain't part of the job description.
James!
Yeah, just a lot of dams.
Shout out to Ragman.
Ragman.
Right, he the joker of the day, bro. You can't keep shooting layups and putting tic-tac-toes down. You gotta take a beat.
There is so he does the first layup. On the way back, he has to acknowledge that there's a crowd around my guy on the ground, and the end game
Play the
is
game.
yelling, "Dang!" He like, "Nah, hey, I gotta finish, man.
I'm with Ragman,
I'm a
though.
winner.
I'm with
Ragman
Ragman.
gotta
Dog.
win.
I'm with him.
Ragman's a dog, man.
Next man up, boy."
He's a Jason Mason. He ain't no Taylor.
Oh, man, speaking of Anthony Jason Mason, I think we forgot to ask him, bro, how bad is your eyesight? But you need them glasses on the track.
No, you know what, Juju? I thought about it, but I was so impressed by everything he was saying. I was like, I'm not even going to do it to him. It's a lot easier just to attack Taylor.
Yeah, I had it as my plan to close out, and then he said he's doing the memorial track thing, and I was like, I'm gonna just give you some money, buddy. Let me.
We're gonna give you some money.
Let me just give you some money.
He said, we're definitely going to.
Yeah, he did say definitely, didn't he?
Yo, Gong.
Yeah.
I looked at Gong. I was like, what's he
I'm about to request some money from him now with that roof.
Can I propose an award? The
show
Thank
awards.
You for Your Service award for Anthony Williams.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service, Jason Mason.
Absolutely.
And we're not sending you no money.
No,
I'm gonna send him some money.
lie.
I am not a lie. When you watch me do it.
And now you have
Does
to
he also get our award?
Oh yeah, we do like him. We do like him. I like him. Award to Jason Mason.
Now you got to mend your relationship with Taylor now.
Do I?
Oh, man.
You still got to work with him.
Do I?
I like to give the Get Well Soon award to my dog Taylor, bro. That was a rough segment, bro. But get well soon, bro.
Get well soon, Taylor. Taylor gang. Oh God.
You better write a Nick song about Shamit or whatever.
Pineapple butter or something.
Give us something.
That's
Taylor.
the name of the new song, Pineapple Butter.
Oh
you know,
my God.
I don't know about that one. West Side Gun, Griselda feel to it.
I got to give a jump ball pass to my man Chris Cody, just pulling off the jump pass. He jumps up with pineapple. Didn't know what to do. Yep. Butter. Jump pass. Just
like,
jump
shit,
pass.
that is a
I'm in
water
the air.
flavor.
I'm in the air.
Damn it! I said a water flavor. I didn't mean to do that.
And you did it. It was seamless.
Juju, what else we got?
I made a couple posts, you know what I mean, as equipment managers do, you feel me?
I appreciate
so
you.
I took it to the streets. Does the NBA have a tanking problem? And this is the Instagram poll. They're available on Instagram stories now. 77% of the audience says yes, they do. The audience is the audience. Mm-hmm. Should every MLB player use a torpedo bat? 78% of the audience says yes, they should.
This is what I want to tell Samson earlier. Why is baseball the best sport at cheating? These jokers find a different way to cheat. I've never even thought about that. They've got scientists working on how can we cheat this thing a little better?
Well, Jeremy texted me to tell me that tomorrow he's back on the show and he wants to correct all of the incorrect things we said about the torpedo bat. So everyone prepare yourselves for that segment.
Worst
tomorrow.
tease ever.
Everyone prepare yourselves to watch me tell Jeremy not to say anything, and we're going to steamroll him.
That segment's going to be definitely tough.
I'll let Jeremy tell us why we're wrong. You got some more polls for us, Juju?
Yes, sir. Can you sue a baseball team for causing your divorce?
Can we revisit that? Like, Samson 100% introduced those players and manager to some guy's wife for that purpose, right? Like, isn't that what he was telling
She's
us?
a fan.
No.
Gotta let her be a fan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Who are we to deny her from meeting her heroes?
Don't save them.
You don't want to be saved.
Don't save them.
55% of the audience says, yes, you can sue that baseball team. The last poll, inspired by Dom and my dog Charlie's relationship. Are your work friends your actual friends? 69% of the audience says, no, they are not. Nice. And those are your polls.
Juju, you got one more poll for us, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I got another poll. I forgot it was a late entry. From Evan Williams, you feel me, sponsored by the good folks over at Evan Williams. If you're going to drink some bourbon, I prefer you get you a glass of that Evan Williams bourbon. You dig, Ski. When it comes to the NCAA Final Fours, do you prefer chalks or do you prefer the Cinderellas?
This is big.
52% of the audience say they prefer the chalk.
I love it.
Cinderella can kick it.
And that poll brought to you by Evan Williams Bourbon, Game Day's #1 pour. Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43 to 45% alcohol by volume. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus.
What a show, guys. Thank you so much for joining, Juju. We're up 2-1 lead. See y'all tomorrow. We out of here. Woo!